finally, we could say, some positive signals coming out of Russia after much international pressure?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, we've been following this story of Navalny's deteriorating health in prison for some weeks now, and it's really reached a fever pitch in these last few days, as you mentioned. A cardiologist who's by no means a Navalny ally and is in fact affiliated with the Russian government has said that his life is in danger, that he could enter cardiac arrest at any minute. But the big picture, of course, is that he's been on hunger strike now for 3 weeks. He's still recovering from a Novichok poisoning last August, which essentially landed him in this current position. And so there is, I think, a real worry for his health among his allies. Crucially, I think some of his allies are almost presenting this move today, where the federal prisons authority is moving him to a hospital for what they call vitamin treatment, as almost a vindication. They've said that this move is almost a sort of a recognition from the prison authorities that the situation is serious and that Navalny's health is seriously compromised by what's going on. So they certainly see, well, I suppose a two-sided coin here, positives and negatives.
Felix, let's zoom out if we can. What can we expect later this week? Because, of course, protesters are still planning to take to the streets, but police have been warning against any gathering. What can we expect? More arbitrary arrests?
Well, yes, I think it's certainly going to be a huge week in Russia and in Russian politics. So the Navalny movement sort of suspended protests in January after a major crackdown, saying that they were going to return to the streets. They're now saying that the situation with Navalny's health is so critical that they have no choice but to start now on Wednesday. Crucially, Wednesday was already a huge date in the Russian political calendar because Vladimir Putin, excuse me, that day is giving his sort of State of the Nation address. So the Navalny movement's intention is very much to kind of upstage him. On the other hand, there's a sort of full crackdown in the works on his movement. His organization is going to be declared an extremist organization later this week, which is equivalent to a ban. So I think it's very likely we'll see a lot more arrests and a lot more harsh crackdown later this week.
Of course, we'll be keeping a very close eye on that. Felix Light, our correspondent in Moscow.